I say it all the time. Boxing commentary is trash. Trash, I say, right now. You got so many different opinions. Some of them are so far-fetched that it's remarkable. Tim Bradley is warning Boots Ennis not to fight Teofimo Lopez. Oh my gosh. We're going to talk about this video. Now, before I get too deep all off in it, I'll give you guys the backstory and then give my thoughts after. I will let you listen to it. But Tim Bradley is Will Smith and I Am Legend. He's like the only person that I've seen, especially someone of his stature, former fighter, quote unquote expert, that is picking Teofimo to beat Boots. Not only is he picking him, he's vehemently picking it, like basically saying that it's a mistake. It's a mistake for Boots Ennis to get in the ring and squabble with Teofimo Lopez. Listen, I could say it all day, but you wouldn't believe it. So roll the clip.
Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. Hey, Boots Ennis better leave Teofimo Lopez alone. He better leave him alone. I'm telling y'all. Yes, leave that boy alone. He a real one. I know what all that racist rant and stuff like that. Hey, that's just one thing. When I'm talking about boxing, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm here to tell y'all, he got what it takes to beat Boots Ennis. Man, the two most athletic fighters in the game. Damn, if they was to go head to head. Woo-wee. Yeah, Boots got all the attributes. He got the height, he got the long arms. But you know who got the better timing? That's Teofimo Lopez. You know who's athletic? Who was the last athletic guy that Boots fought? Karen? Karen was the last one? Yeah. And don't think that Boots gonna be able to out punch him. Don't think that. No, he not. Cause you go back, you watch that Claggett fight. That boy Teofimo Lopez, he got some lungs too. When he full-fledged and hungry, he got lungs too. He threw almost 1,000 punches in that fight. Yeah, Boots, I see you. Your numbers is quite high. You around 600, 500, 600, close to 700 sometimes. But guess who can match that output? Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, Boots. All them little lapses you be having, you ain't gonna be able to have them lapses with Teofimo Lopez. Oh no. That dude is on his game. When he right, when his mind right, it's hard to beat that dude. Explosive, smart. He got a high IQ as well as you do. So look, hey, I'm letting y'all know. Eddie Hearns, if you listening, I'm telling you, if you don't want your guy to get beat, stay away from Teofimo Lopez. You want to give him a couple more fights before you fight that guy? I know Teo is moving up to 47. I get that. Yeah, y'all gonna say the power and all that. Oh, I get all of that. But like I told y'all, hey.
Now, we have that established. Tim Bradley has planted his stake in the ground and he's given full-on support for Teofimo, and that Boots is basically barking up the wrong tree. My thing is this. You guys can pick whoever you want. Don't really care, right? Two fighters, somebody's going to pick the other guy. Cool. But I listen to what people say, right? And when people have, I guess, opinion that doesn't really coincide with me, fine, that's cool. But I want to hear how you articulate your point. Maybe you come up with some perspective or basically thoughts that maybe I didn't think of. So, hey, I wasn't thinking like that, but you made a lot of good points. Or you'll bring up some backstory or make some kind of connection. So I'm always looking for that when there's a opinion that I definitely don't agree with, right? So I want to hear how you articulate it, basically, and your justification for it. To me, Timothy Bradley's justification was Horrible. It was horrible. Like his justification on why and his explanation, his explainer, why Teofimo will do this, that, and the third to Boots, to me was horrible. It was so horrible that I probably should have taken notes so I can analyze everything that he said and retort everything. But I didn't do that because I don't even want to listen to it again. So I'm just going to go off of memory. Tim Bradley, he's like, oh yeah, Boots, you got some height. Boots is definitely bigger than Teofimo Lopez. Then he's saying other things like Teofimo got athleticism. Who has Boots fought that was athletic like Teofimo? But at the same time, like Teo, what is he doing? Like athletically, he's not doing like Roy Jones Jr. type of things. Like he was fighting Barbosa and he started dancing, but he was dancing kind of in a safe zone. Like Roy Jones will be right in front of you and start dancing and showboating. Teofimo, he was doing it in like little lulls, and Barbosa wasn't really doing much that felt like he was hungry for the win, right? Like he had a good strategy game plan. So you're able to get away with more, I guess, do a bit more when that is the case, when your foe almost allows for that. There's other extraordinary fighters like Roy Jones Jr., right? Floyd Mayweather, where they show they are special in the athletic department, reflexes, because no matter who they're in there with, they're able to do certain things. So right off the bat, Teo, athletically, I don't see him showboating and doing all this with the much bigger Jaron Ennis switch hitter who has probably a longer reach. And I want to say he's faster. At least he's proven to be faster at 147. You have to understand, moving up is a big part of this. Teofimo, all of what Bradley is saying, these are Teo's accomplishments at 140 pounds, maybe 135 pounds. As you move up in weight, you're adding muscle, fat, you're adding something to hit a higher number on the scale. So who's to say that you retain 100% of what was exuded and what you've shown in a lighter division, right? It's nonsensical. Think about when you were a little kid riding bikes versus now you weigh 110 pounds more. Like if you were 60 pounds riding bikes or whatever, and now you're 170, right? It's going to be some differences. Moving around, you could play hide and seek and stuff when you're a kid. You're nimble and you're running around cars and stuff. Try to be later in life with a lot more weight and then do the same running around and be as flexible. Like as a kid, you guys remember going out and you would jump fences, climb through little like cracks in gates and stuff like that. Try doing that when you get bigger. That's just kind of an example. So yeah, he's talking about Teo, but Teo has not done anything at 147 to move up to 147 and then do all this stuff with the best person there. He gonna have to show me that. I don't find myself relating to Tim Bradley commentary. One, he seemed like a company man. Teofimo's with Top Rank, you're with Top Rank, ESPN, whatever. And that's why it seems like it's almost like you're paid to say that. And that's why I said at the beginning, boxing commentary is trash because you have people being paid off or that work with certain individuals. So they're not going to give you fair commentary. If Boots was a Top Rank fighter and Teofimo was with PBC and they were talking about making the fight, I feel like Bradley wouldn't be saying what he's saying. But since he's a company man and works with the same people, he's advocating and trying to, I don't know, make it like Teofimo has a big chance. And oh man, like just what he's saying doesn't sound good elaborated. He's talking about Boots. You can't have those mental lapses with Teofimo Lopez. Like who is Teo where a person can't have mental lapses? Furthermore, a better point is this. I hate when people are debating a topic and they'll say something as if it only applies to one side. Like, to make their point, they'll say X, Y, and Z, and then they'll pin it on this person, but that is applicable to both. If we're talking about mental lapses, what about Teo? Teo has had definite mental lapses. He's bringing up the Claggett. He threw 1,000 punches almost or whatever. He didn't look good in that fight. Pedro Campa, overall, he didn't look good in that fight. George Kambosos, who then went on to lose a bunch of fights, he didn't look good in that fight. Got dropped in the first round. So if we're talking about mental lapses, don't we have to talk about mental lapses of both fighters, not just Boots, who happens to be the bigger person? Because I feel like if you are more acclimated and adjusted to a weight, your power translates to that weight, then I feel like you can make more mistakes than another person. So if we're talking about lapses, it definitely applies to Teo. So I wasn't vibing with what Bradley is saying. Make the fight, Teo getting crushed, in my opinion.